tonight it will rain. Not water, not ice, not anything your body has a word for. On the other side of this galaxy, on a world the size of Jupiter, the sky opens every single night and drops liquid iron onto the ground. Iron, molten, falling. The same metal inside your blood, the same element forged into every bridge, every tower, every ship that has ever crossed an ocean. It falls there the way rain falls here, ordinary, expected, unstoppable. And the night side of that planet has never once seen the sun. The planet is called WASP 76b. We did not discover it until 2013. We did not understand what was happening on its surface until 2020, when an instrument in the Canary Islands picked up something that made the scientists reading the data stop and read it again. Here is what WASP 76b actually is. It orbits its star in less than 2 Earth days, not 2 years, 2 days. It is so close to its sun that the gravitational pull has locked one face permanently toward the heat, the same way our moon always shows us the same face. One side of WASP 76b has faced its star for millions of years without ever turning away. The day side reaches 2,400 degrees Celsius. At that temperature, iron does not stay solid. It does not stay liquid. It evaporates. It becomes gas, rising in massive thermal columns into the upper atmosphere, and then the winds take it. Because here is what happens when one side of a planet is 2,400 degrees and the other side has never once felt sunlight. The winds on WASP 76b move at 18,000 kilometers per hour. To understand that number, the fastest wind ever recorded on Earth was 408 kilometers per hour. A Category 5 hurricane runs at around 250. The jet stream that pilots use to cross the Atlantic runs at around 400. 18,000. Iron vapor rises on the day side. The winds carry it at 18,000 kilometers per hour across the terminator, the line between permanent day and permanent night. And when that iron vapor crosses into the night side, where temperatures drop by over 1,000 degrees in the space of a few hundred kilometers, it condenses. It becomes liquid. It falls. In 2020, the espresso spectrograph on the Very Large Telescope in Chile detected the iron vapor on the day side of the planet. Then they looked for it on the night side. It was not there. It had already fallen. That was the moment they understood. The iron does not make it back. Every rotation, every 1.8 Earth days, the day side manufactures iron clouds, ships them across the sky at speeds that would strip the atmosphere from Earth in hours, and delivers them to a night side that has been collecting iron rain for longer than our sun has existed. We have now confirmed dozens of planets in this category. Hot Jupiters, they are called. Gas giants orbiting within the scorching inner edge of their solar systems. Tidally locked. Atmospheric chemistry unlike anything in our textbook models. On some, it rains rubies and sapphires. aluminum oxide condensing from the heat into gemstone crystals and falling like hail. On others, it rains glass, silica particles driven sideways at supersonic speeds, not falling, but flying. On at least one candidate, the models suggest it rains titanium. We built our entire understanding of what a planet is from 8 examples. 8. Then we pointed our instruments at other stars and found thousands. And almost none of them looked like what we expected. Almost none of them followed the rules we had written. The iron rain is not the exception. The iron rain is the reminder that our sample size was always too small to draw conclusions. But here is the layer underneath. WASP-76b is not a rogue. It is not an anomaly. It formed, most astronomers now believe, somewhere much farther from its star. A cold, quiet orbit in the outer system, the way Jupiter formed in ours. And then something moved it. Migration, they call it. Gravitational interactions with other planets or with the disk of gas and dust the system formed from, pulling massive planets inward over millions of years until they settle into these impossibly close, impossibly violent orbits. Which means WASP-76b was once, probably, something like Jupiter. Cold, distant, ringed perhaps. A world of ammonia clouds and hydrogen storms and a deep interior pressing down under its own gravity. And then the solar system rearranged itself, and it fell inward. It took millions of years. It was not violent. It was slow and gravitational and completely indifferent. And at the end of it, a planet that may have once had moons orbiting peacefully in the outer dark became a world where iron evaporates in the morning and falls as rain every night. Planetary migration is not rare. It may have happened in our own solar system. The models suggest Jupiter itself moved inward and then back outward early in our history. Some researchers believe that migration reshaped our entire inner solar system, scattering material, destabilizing early planets, ultimately making room for the configuration we now call home. We are here in part because Jupiter moved and then stopped. There is a piece of iron in your blood. Every red blood cell you have carries a molecule called hemoglobin, and at its center is a single iron atom. Without it, oxygen cannot bind. Without it, you cannot breathe. Without it, there is no thought, no movement, no life. That iron was not made on Earth. It was made in a star that died before our sun was born, in a supernova explosion that scattered its iron across space. That iron drifted for millions of years. It became part of the cloud that collapsed into our solar system. It became part of the rock that became Earth. It became part of the oceans. It became part of the biology that crawled out of those oceans. It became part of you. And on WASP-76b, that same iron is falling through a sky that has never seen darkness interrupted by a moon, has never felt a season change, has never once been touched by a wind less than 18,000 kilometers per hour. The same element. Two completely different fates, both of them the result of where and when and how a solar system happened to arrange itself. We talk about the iron rain as though it is terrifying, and it is, in the way that anything honest about the universe is terrifying when you first encounter it. But there is something else in it. The fact that iron, this specific element, appears both in the blood moving through your body right now and in the clouds of a planet 640 light-years away, falling as rain into a darkness no living thing has ever seen, that is not a horror. That is a connection. The universe makes iron. It makes it in stars. It spreads it across impossible distances. And in at least one place, in at least one solar system, on at least one small planet in a fortunate orbit around a stable star, that iron became something that could look up at the sky and ask where it came from. The iron rain falls every night on WASP 76b. Indifferent, constant, alone. You are what happens when iron gets lucky. WASP 76b is not the strangest thing we have found. In the outer edges of our own solar system, beneath the frozen surface of a moon we thought was dead, something has been happening for 4 billion years, and we only just started listening.